Hello, this is Steffi and welcome to the Financial Fox. So today's episode is really a discussion about a big development event that is happening this weekend in London, building the future application of blockchain. So London hasn't been so popular as a development community, really. We have got lots of people in crypto, especially, professionals, service providers. But where are the founders? Where are the builders? They seem they are all going away. So what we are going to be sharing today is an opportunity for all of you that have got ideas and want to build to come together this weekend in London and explore what they can do. With me on the panel, I have Eomji Park, Head of Research and Programs at Encode Club, that is the company putting together this amazing hackathon. They are a global community of over 100k developers, professionals, and talented students in emerging technology. And I also have Ben Carvill, ecosystem lead at API 3, that is one of the companies sponsoring the Ethereum London event. So, London is calling. Hackers, developers, and anybody interested actually in the space should come, get together. This is a 3-day code fest, building relationship and exploring opportunities to work together. And there are also some amazing prizes if you want to take one of the challenges. This is a unique opportunity to join an hackathon in London since 2020, which is quite some time. Remember, the hackathon is for EVM, so it's an Ethereum hackathon, but open to all EVM ecosystem. So really trying to build the Ethereum network, the Ethereum base application and anything that comes from that, and looking at interoperability. You know me, I'm not a maximalist. I'm a big fan of Bitcoin and also other chains. They are striving for innovation. What we need innovation, we need development, and we need application that can have a real impact to our lives in order to achieve the freedom, which is what blockchain is trying to bring to our society. I hope you enjoy the panel. So if you want to join the event, come, say hi, I will be there. And any question, get in touch with us at steffi@financialfox.news or reach out to us on social media. And very important, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, click the subscribe button now and follow us on social media to stay up to date with our news and interviews. And now a few words about our sponsor, GreenGage. GreenGage provides e-money accounts for small and medium-sized enterprises, high net worth investors, and digital assets firms. They leverage the latest technologies, including blockchain, to unlock new funding and liquidity, a game-changing for many SMEs, which are fundamentally underserved by traditional financial services. As a client of GreenGage, you will have a dedicated relationship manager, yes, a real person who will listen. And getting started with GreenGage is easy. Trust me, I've gone through the process myself and it's been really simple and quick. So, if you are seeking a more personalized experience in managing your accounts in the digital space, I genuinely encourage you to check out GreenGage. And here is a little bonus for you, my wonderful listeners. Use the code FOX10 when signing up to enjoy a 10% on the first year's fee on corporate accounts only. The link is in the description, so take a moment to explore what GreenGage has to offer. Now, back to the show. Eomji, Ben, it's great to have you on the show. How are you doing?
Good. Thanks, Steph, to inviting us and welcoming us. I'm super excited to share more about ETH London. I just arrived in London last night, and I am looking forward to ETH London coming up this weekend.
Yeah, and likewise, I'm really excited for what's coming this week. It's been something that I've been hoping would happen this year, and it's great to see Uncode Club and ETH London collaborate to basically deliver what is the first ETH-focused hackathon for 2-3 years, I think. So yeah, super excited to see people come together and very much looking forward to the event.
Well, this is really great because I mean, as you said, it's already a few years that London hasn't been the place where developer comes to build. And that is a shame because there is a lot of talent here in the UK. Now, before we go into more what is going to happen on those days, I think it would be good if each of you can give a short introduction of where you come from, what do you do, and then we can just dive deep into these amazing 3 days of building.
Nice. So first, maybe like many people are going to be always struggling how to pronounce my name. So like I'm Eomji from Encode Club. I'm head of research and programs there. On site, I'm also guest scientist at Technical University of Munich. While Encode Club, majority of us are based in London. That's why we love London and also organizing ETH London. I myself based in Munich and time to time coming London. This is like my second city, and I'm super excited to see. Encode Club is like immersion tech education community. We have been working a lot with all different protocols, layer 1, layer 2, or other like blockchain service providers making hackathons, accelerator or developer training programs. So in general, we are in contact with the developers around the world, global community. And this time we are very happy to be in person meeting London developers or builders, extended builder community, and making this event together.
Nice to meet you, Eomji. I'm sure we're going to get to know each other over the week nicely. But yeah, my name is Ben Carvill. I lead API3's ecosystem function. I kind of work very closely with chain partners and our developer relations team and developer experience functions to basically make sure that we're servicing the communities, the developer communities of the protocols or of the chains that people are building on top of from the viewpoint of an oracle. We have been building first-party oracles for about 2.5 years and have just kind of released what is set out in the white paper. So it's a very exciting time for us to get this into people's hands and understand how people are going to utilize the tooling, and of course see what people build and understand and further feedback from people with the product in their hand, as I said.
Fantastic. So now let's dive deep into what we should expect from this event. There are so many conferences, so many events around the world. I just been back from Amsterdam, Dubai, so there is events everywhere nowadays. But events for developers, those are a niche. Those are the one where the new ideas get progressed, where people meet their team members, where actually, we are really shaping the future of technology and new applications. So let's start with a dumb question, because, there will be people that also need to know this dumb answer, which is not a dumb answer, actually. What people should expect from an hackathon, what it is, who usually comes, what is the outcome, how long it lasts, and, tell us all, Eomji.
So first, hackathon is they're coming from a hacker, the people who are building something, and the marathon. So that often is 48 to 72 hours of the intensive time you come and meet people and building something together. So normally it's known as a developer only event, but it's not true, because most of the strong team are a developer or something you must have essential essential member of the team, but often other builders a project manager person, UX designer, UI designer, or those people joining and making some program together. So in the hackathon, what happens is you're experiencing really fast product development cycle. People come usually this time. So let's say, for example, ETH London, Friday, people come. And then if you come with a team, great. If you didn't come with a team, you will meet new people. You will have a team formation session. And then you will get to learn all the partners bounty. So get the idea that, okay, there's new technology I can use. What I can build, people are going to do ideation session. And after that, they will go through a next hacking time, building something, taking some workshop, learn new technology, try to apply them to solve the problem, what they want to. So they design the product and build. Perhaps within 12 to 24 hours, they're going to face certain challenges that they cannot actually integrate function A or B. They pivot and build again. And in the end of the hackathon, they need to also submit videos or a pitch, which means that they go through all those product cycle, which you would experience in startup in a longer time, but within the short time, find a concept, apply the technology you want to learn into your product, build, pivot, maybe something you're going to fail during the time, again, building again. In a time crunch, you build it and submit it with a pitch so that you can pitch your idea in front of the audience. This is what hackathon is about. And then all the diverse background people are welcome to join and collaborating with the developers to making great products.
So Omji, are developers welcome to the event? Do they have, is like free for them to attend? Do they have to apply? They're going to be selected or they have to pay for it? And also, what about if somebody else want to come? Is it allowed or not really?
So for the ETH London, we have two different paths. One is a general attendee, because not only for hackers, we have a lot of workshops and sessions, which is a great learning resources and also great networking opportunity. Just hang out with all the builders and project team. So if you're applying to ETH London, you need to choose that if you are coming to attend the courses or just to network, or if you're hacking. So that if you want to hack for the prizes, like API3, a lot of partners bring amazing prize pool. If you want to be eligible for that, you need to register as hacker. If you register as a hacker, we're going to send you out the request for deposit. So overall event is free for hackers, but they need to pay the deposit to secure the spot. But we are also supporting there that if the students or someone who cannot, who need financial aid, if they reach out to us, we take care of it. So basically, they need to secure the spot by paying deposit. We also go through their profiles and inviting hackers. Otherwise, if you're a general attendee, you just want to come and hang out, you can just apply without deposit process.
Okay, fantastic. So for any of the Financial Fox community members, if you are interested in coming for networking, building, reach out to us or go directly to Eomji and Encode, and we are going to make sure that you're going to let in.
Yes.
Now, Ben, from the company perspective, why companies want to engage with hackathons, what they are trying to get out of it, how they see those as opportunities for them to grow, to engage with talent. I don't know, you tell me.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I think just to kind of expand on one point that Omji mentioned is that the learning experience for people coming to these events is kind of vast. And, if you're a building team, perhaps you've got a really nice idea, you don't know where to take the idea initially. You can come down to one of these hackathons with this in mind. You can find teammates or teams to collaborate with, and you can actually spend maybe 2 or 3 days putting this idea into practice. And at the same time, what you're going to have exposure to are the teams that are building these various different pieces of infrastructure for blockchains, and have a real chance to kind of, bounce off maybe developer relations, core team members, core engineers. And I think that's a massive takeout for people that can come to these events and come to the hackathons, and what they take away is not only perhaps some rewards through the bounty challenges they take on, but also new skills and new bits of insight into what they can do within product development. And I guess just to build on that, what do projects, organizations get out of participating in the hackathon? It's the interaction with these people. It's very difficult to kind of get a concentrated kind of space to engage people who are looking to explore and experiment with Web3 technologies. And we get to spend 3 days with perhaps 200-300 people that are engaged with API3, engaged with the developer tools that we've built, engaged with the experience that we've tried to craft. And we can not only hopefully see people take on the challenges that we have set and produce something that's very interesting and unique, but, learn from those interactions, gather the insights around, maybe what guides did work, perhaps what people do want to see, and take that back into the API3 DAO and kind of consider that for future development of our own, project, which is just a very unique thing that we can take away from something like this.
I was going to ask, is there anything specifically that API Tree is working on and is looking forward to engage with the development community?
Yeah, so we've been building for 2.5 years, basically an Oracle node that is deployed and operated to the data providers. So, opposed to using a kind of third-party Oracle structure, which you have, a separate team operating a blockchain validator to serve data on chain, the Oracle is deployed to the people producing the data. These people are often experienced API providers. They have well set up engineering teams, but they don't have the Solidity skills to operate that blockchain validator. So we've basically abstracted that away and made it very simple to deploy that Oracle node and operate that Oracle node. And then on the flip side, the blockchain gets access to data served directly from the source. It's a much more simple architecture. The output of that is that we have not just released, but in August we deployed the price feeds, so aggregated first-party oracles, serving price reference data to DeFi that serve very transparently on chain using kind of an aggregation method that is is visible for all to see. And that transparency and accountability for the data providers in that type of architecture makes a difference when you are securing value in DeFi. And if there is something that goes wrong, you know exactly where it's came from and can kind of, respond appropriately. So that's what we released in August. It's also wrapped into the API3 market. The market is a very simple way for people to access these tools. So really, we're just keen to see this in people's hands. We've had some good early adoption from the last couple of months, but with this now ready, we're kind of ready to start being more engaged in hackathons and getting hands-on with more people. So really, that's what we want to try and see this weekend.
Fantastic. Okay, Eomji, let's tell a bit about what people are going to expect. Day 1, what's on? Day 2, what's on? Day 3, what is going to be the celebration? I want to know I want to know the planning. And, I'm sure that people also want to know some insight of what they should expect.
Sounds good. So when hackathon starts on Friday, I think Ben going to be soon sharing like something even before Friday. There's like amazing event is happening. But on Friday, what happened when you come to the hackathon, there are going to be a bunch of like interesting talks which going to inspire to what to build. Because once if you want to build hackathon, so it's important to know and having a good technical skill, but also what is important is building some product which people want to use, right? So hackathon is not only about building and a technicality, but also having a great idea. Sometimes you build a really simple solution solving very complex problem. Maybe that's even more genius thing to do. So in the hackathon, what happened on Friday, there's going to be different workshops and talks that you can go and get inspired, talk to people. On the other hand, also you will have a team formation time. So there's a team who know already each other and they may come together. And then there's a people maybe who knew each other only through Telegram or Discord server. They're gonna meet in person and maybe they're gonna test their how if they can work together or not. So hackathon is sometimes great place to find your co-founder. They're you can actually work with them 3 days intensively. It's gonna give you a feeling, oh, maybe we can work together, or we better be just friends, not working together. So Friday is the time you're gonna test that out, that we're gonna work as a team, and what idea we're gonna build, and also you spend perhaps some time to set up the environment. Because since some hackers perhaps come with the environment, set it up, but still you realize that, oh my God, API3 has so interesting challenge. Okay, I need to set up that environment. Then you need a time to go to ask questions, set up the environment, get ready. So usually Friday evening is the time people actually start to hacking something. So before that, it's more a learning and so on.
Eomji, I'm going to stop you here. Building what? Do you have any kind of specific tracks that the hackathon is going to be focusing on, or is, wide range of application?
Mm-hmm. So in terms of idea, we said that a wide range of the application, anything you can think about, but the limit comes from the technology, right? So you come and when you see the workshop, there are going to be different technology stacks we are offering. So they place think about using this one. Just if I mention about Oracle, they're maybe hackers going to be thinking about how can I utilize that feed. So all those kind of things. So what we usually give as a tip is checking all those technology we offer now, so that you can test or experience newest updates and try to think what this can solve. And then you can tackle it. Within the overall range or idea, we don't have specific limit here. We wanted to keep it very open. 2 reasons. One is we have so various partners and we didn't want to keep the idea there. And second thing is, as you mentioned, it's been a while. We had this huge hackathon in London and a lot of students joining as well. And we want to just see some complete crazy wild idea coming in, so that without suggesting specific field to build, they will use this technology to solve something we never imagined of. They're going to be very fun to watch.
Okay, awesome. And Ben, I think you have got something going on the first day. Am I wrong?
No, you're correct. You're absolutely correct. We're hosting a pre-hackathon builder mixer. So the idea is the evening before the hackathon starts, if people are in the city, they can come down to the event. We've got some people coming along to deliver some talks. I think there's going to be 2 technical talks, just very quick workshops, just to warm up for the event the day after. And then perhaps a panel or 2 going into kind of builder inspiration and backgrounds to people that have won hackathons, then gone on to work in industry, or how they perhaps won those hackathon challenges and the way they approached it as well. So it's meant to be, a fun kind of networking event as well at the end. So if you're listening to this and want to come down, we'd love to see you there. Be Thursday, 6:00.
Okay, brilliant. Now, day 2 and day 3, what's going to happen?
So like a Friday, like once when you decide the idea and then when you start to build, there are going to be a lot of hackers going to building overnight as well, by the way. Venue is open 24 hours. There are going to be a bunch of places you can quickly get asleep and keep building. So hackers going to be keep building over the midnight. So Saturday is usually like a really busy day. People are going to be keep building, and for sure, it will not be as smooth as you thought in the beginning, because you will see some bugs come, so you need to debug, and then you realize a certain feature you wanted to build is maybe not as meaningful as you thought. So Saturday is usually what happens is like team members are a little bit struggling while fixing the problem and building things around. Towards the afternoon, normally we recommend that if there's a certain feature you feel like you cannot implement it now, narrow it down, give it up. It's time to pivot, and you need to focus on really important core interaction first. So towards the Saturday afternoon, you can see the team start to having a better picture of what they're building, or some late arrivals, because some people always fly from somewhere some far away, they got rest up, and then Saturday afternoon you see that every team is a little bit settled down and they keep building. And then Sunday is a time over Saturday night to Sunday, you will see that some crazy hackers didn't sleep Saturday and Sunday, and then they're hacking, and then they're working or adding extra features in creating the page. And there you can see that also teams are a little bit shaping their design, especially if they have UX UI designer in their team. If they have a project manager, they started to working on their pitch deck or some plans around. And then Sunday at the submission deadline, you will see people just submit a minute ago, and then they will pass out on the table and sleeping for hours till judging is going on. And then we will have amazing finale afterwards. So this is going to be very intensive, fun time. And over the Saturday to Sunday, you will see a lot of people really drill down to their project and building and pivoting idea. Sometimes they completely change the idea even during the building because they learn something else. And that is the exciting experience you can do in a short time, what you're actually going to do building a startup in a long time.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of building together, is that continuous brainstorming. So once the pitch is submitted, then there will be judges. They are going to take, obviously the companies, they are doing the bounty. They will say, okay, these are the selected winners, and then how we are going to announce the winners.
So what's going to happen in general picture, also first of all, for the hackers who are applying, of course, those process you're going to receive or in hacker pack, so that you can read log one more time. So you don't need to really write down if you're listening this one. If you go to ETH London webpage, and then if you apply for the hackathon, you will receive the hacker pack with all the comprehensive overview of each steps. So what normally happens is when submission arrived, each bounty partner is going to be looking into the submission built with their technology, and there we go through them. On the other hand, also over submission, so every submission, regardless which tech they have used, that will be also judged by all the judges who were invited to judge for the ETH London. So they're in these two types of judging going to be going on. And then hackers perhaps may get requested to answer questions during the judging time. And then once when it comes to the end, we will have the nice finalists who are going to be competing for the overall prize. And those people will get informed, and we will have a kind of nice a pitch, and then having a saying that live judging going to decide the overall winners.
Nice. Okay, Ben, this is for you. The hackathon is about building, is an Ethereum hackathon. That's where I want to get. So why building on Ethereum right now when there are all these other blockchain out there with different kind of use cases?
So it's not just Ethereum, it's the EVM, it's the Ethereum virtual machine, right? The EVM is it's a structure that enables different applications from across the Ethereum ecosystem, whether it's built on the layer 2s, alternate EVMs that are kind of competing with Ethereum, let's say for mindshare or for user acquisition. These tools and these applications that have been developed on the EVM are very composable. They can be brought across into different chains as you need to. And really the amount of momentum that decentralized applications that are EVM centric is just it's so far ahead of other ecosystems that it's almost just the sheer development time needed to catch up is just that's a fundamental factor in when you're considering, should I build elsewhere, or should I kind of, build on top of the EVM and be able to use these tools out of the box. So, that's said. At the same time, block space in Ethereum is expensive. You need to have scaling solutions, which we're realizing kind of in the past 12 months. And, with that, transaction costs are coming down, scalability is being realized. I think there's some challenges. Well, there's still some kind of technical milestones to go around decentralizing at layer 2. But in theory, what you're starting to see is a very secure base layer, which is very decentralized through Ethereum, with different components plugged in through layer 2 ecosystems, or even alternate layer 1s that are EVM focused, being the space that people are choosing to build on, because it's quicker to deploy, it's quicker to experiment with ideas. There's often support from the layer 2 ecosystems in the form of ecosystem grants or kind of hands-on support when you're looking to build. And at the same time, on top of all of this, these infrastructure pieces that have been being built for years, it takes longer than people think to build some of these infrastructure components that we're maybe just starting to realize, whether it's account abstraction SDKs, whether it's oracles, whether it's wallets, whether it's, there's all these different pieces starting to come into a place where, perhaps that funding spree that you saw in 2020 is starting to materialize or mature into these tools being realized for people. So all of this is combining towards Ethereum, and all of this is combining to better chances for people looking to build on the EVM. And you've got this infrastructure base and kind of, that includes tooling, that includes the base chain and the way that the kind of costs it is to operate on that chain, so that people can probably start to think about, how do we build these tools or services that are going to be useful? I often like to think that we're at the point where you remember the application where you had the beer app where you pretended to drink a pint of beer, or there was somebody where in America you had a pretend shot. We're about there, I think, and we need to kind of move forwards past that into what is going to be useful for people looking to access financial services, people looking to game, people to looking to use decentralized social media, whatever it might be. And I feel like that's the next sort of 2-3 years for EVM and therefore for Ethereum. So maybe diverted away from your initial question a bit, but I hope that gives you a picture for it.
No, I think you made it clear. It's more an EVM ecosystem development hackathon that just specifically focus on Ethereum. Because some of those applications could be also connected to interoperability with other chains as well, because
Exactly.
we are all part of a big community. As sometimes I feel that all these maximalists about one chain, the other chain, it can be negative for the overall crypto space that we are trying actually to make an impact, create application that can be used and can add value. And we shouldn't be fighting between each others, but we should actually all together move forward. Now, Eomji, you already mentioned that before, and also Ben, you did it as well. Has been long time since there's been an hackathon, in a blockchain hackathon or an Ethereum hackathon in London. Now, this is sad to say, but the UK is a bit resistant to embracing blockchain and crypto. And what I wanted to ask, how important, because Eomji, you would have been organized those events all over in the world. How important are those events like hackathons for the community, for the development community?
So yes, like it's quite sad when we think about like last 3 years. There's no major like builders event in London. While in London, actually, there's a lot of like blockchain professionals are there working, projects are there. So it's not like London doesn't have those like blockchain crypto people, but it's rather we didn't really have the builder events. And currently, like as also like some of the companies are expanding in London now. Like for example, like a Kraken had a like big announcement, A16Z coming, and all this kind of thing give us great opportunity to make these events together. And why this is important? So still we are in quite early stage. We given that like it got popular and a lot of people start to like learn about like a crypto or like blockchain in general, but still we don't have a lot of application getting used, which means that we still need a lot of people come here and then building something also on top of infrastructure. Why infrastructure getting developed? We need a lot of people building something, application there which users want to use and going further. in that case, like if you don't make such builder events, people are quite fractionalized, and then they create a problem. One is like even though once when we go to conference, we have so many people at one place in the world, but in a grand scheme, we are still quite small community. So if you're not get connected, it's really difficult to build something together. And hackathon is the one of the best place because a lot of people, for example, as like Ben from API 3, all different partners, outside the hackathon, they're so busy that they're working on their product. But once when they come to hackathon, we lock them in there. They cannot run away, which means that developers can come and ask questions and get mentoring. This is the perfect opportunity what Web2 also have been leveraging all the time. Before joining Web3, I used to go to Web2 hackathon. That was a perfect place. You almost get one-on-one tutoring from those developers who are there to help you out. So those builder events are like a fostering next generation of the people who want to learn this technology. They usually come and talk to developers behind those scenes and get some technical, like advices and so on, which is quite rare events, like if you're not in those events. So this is like one thing. And second thing is also not only meeting the mentor, you meet other people who are quite similar to you, and then you build like a kind of fellowship, which help you going much further, building together. Or like you kind of have serendipity of like an amazing thing, like you meet someone who came there, who is, let's say, like a product designer. You've never met each other in your daily life because you're living in different city or like living in different district. You met like a day-to-day somebody else, but in the hackathon, you know that we have a same value. We are sharing something. We want to build something new together. Then you try something, and then you build the group. And that comes to like a next generation that it becomes like the next startup. They're building applications or they got hired by projects. So I would say over those builder events are kind of curating the people who are really interested in and contributing in building something on the protocol. And then like we connect them with the right mentors that they can get all the support in early stage. And hackathon in general open all those opportunities in one place. So it's much easier than you do it by yourself, like, and try to get those networks by yourself.
Yeah, I think that really the aspect of getting together in person is really adding big value, because I think nowadays, especially after COVID, everybody is working remotely and you have opportunity to build together, but being there in the same building with a goal is just so much more effective, especially for building those kind of relationships. Now, Ben, I want to put this to you and see what you think. Maybe the reason why we haven't got so much building event in London, which is true, still has lots of crypto people, especially on the professional, maybe also financial areas and industry, could be because regulation hasn't been so proactive, hasn't been so understanding. I think there is a big lack of education. There is a resistance because, regulation is not clear yet. So you think that is maybe one of the reasons? I mean, for me, I think this is really the reason why London has been lacking of talent. It's kind of pushing talent away, We had Brexit that already was pushing everybody away, and then we said, okay, we decided we want to embrace crypto, but actually we don't, and we are just making life very difficult for everybody building. So then, there are no incentive, and what company do? They set up, they go to Dubai, which I've been recently, and it's just a great place in terms of like embracing new technology, or they go to France, or they go to Hong Kong, other places they are more blockchain or crypto friendly, let's call it the way we want. Do you think this is the reason, or do you want to share anything else that you think is relevant?
Of course, yeah, it's fair to say that I think this contributes to kind of the general environment of I guess the building side of blockchain, at least within the city. The kind of rhetoric, I guess, coming out perhaps last year was we want to be very pro crypto. We want to see innovation happen in the UK. And then I guess the follow through activity from that perhaps has been quite as clear as you'd hoped it might have been. So yeah, I think it's definitely fair to say there is still a little bit of uncertainty around the path forwards from here. At the same time, though, I think there are still kind of shoots of kind of positivity in regards to regulation coming out of the UK. I think there's some recognition that there's value being created here, and genuine potential for the technology to be utilized in more sophisticated ways than what we've seen perhaps in certain headlines. I think generally as well, we've been known, or not, London has a reputation for leading the way on financial technology. And at large, a lot of the issues that we saw, even within, not just in crypto itself, but with FTX being the kind of cliche example here, it's down to a lack of transparency. It's down to a lack of openness in the way that that organization was operated. And the question I'd like to see is, can we maybe lead in that kind of, open finance? We were very forward thinking when it came to open banking. Can we start to think about how we open up some of these service providers? Can blockchain rails provide a better way for producing these services? And therefore, can the front end side be a bit more streamlined, a little bit like the fintech banks or fintech payment services you've seen? So, it's give and take. I think something that you definitely see is that, particularly within DeFi, I think people are so concerned that, it's just unsure around where the regulators might go, that it has prevented people from innovating in the sector. I think people are not wanting to take the hard route of building something for 2 years with the possibility that someone might just wake up and just, make an uninformed random decision. So that is disappointing. I think that is something that is not also just London centric or UK centric, but perhaps certain different, a few other countries as well. And then you are seeing people move to build in countries like Dubai, where there is an open platform for people to build on. There's no regulatory potential reaction going to happen. They've got clarity there. They've got a good foundation to start investing in. And if you are going to build, it's going to take 2 or 3 years. So why do it in somewhere that might, in 2 or 3 years' time, change everything that you're looking to build with?
I think you mentioned a point about, is also about funding, that we don't have nowadays the funding that used to be 2 or 3 years ago, or even, a year ago. Now is tougher. So you want to be all aware there is less risks. What I would say about Dubai is not that there is no regulation. What I saw is really a dialogue between the development community, the founders, the regulators, and the government agencies. So they all come together at those events and they talk to each other, which is something that doesn't happen here in the UK or even in other events. The governmental agency and the regulators, they are always out. They are in their own comfortable zone and they poke in to say what is wrong and what is right. Where, for instance, in Dubai, I really saw these communities getting together and talking, which is great. Anyway, I think this panel was fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to coming to the hackathon. Financial Fox is a community partner. So as I said, anybody that is watching this and want to take part, just get in touch with us or with Eomji at Encode. Is going to be very exciting. I'm looking forward to networking. I'm looking forward to the technical workshop myself and the talks and exchanging ideas. So it's going to be cool. Do you have anything else that you want to share before we leave?
If somebody is listening to this and you're thinking, why would I go to a developer hackathon? I'll be so overwhelmed and unsure around what I'll be doing there. I think come get involved. Everyone is very welcoming. People will want to help you learn and get involved. And if you feel like it's not the place for you to be, you're probably going to be proven wrong if you do take that jump in. So I'd say go for it and get involved.
Amazing. Yes, there's two things I wanted to say. One is as Ben said, please come and try to build something. Don't be afraid that you are not good enough. This is not the place we're judging how technical you are. It's rather you try to build something and learn something. Especially after ETH London, there are going to be a lot of learning opportunity following. At Encode Club, we have a free developer bootcamp. So if you come to ETH London and build something, you will get fast track. So please try that out. And second thing is echoing Steph. So if there is any regulators and government bodies listening to this podcast, and if you're interested in coming as a mentor or judges of the ETH London, or even after that, next year, please reach out to us. We are very happy to discuss that because as Steph mentioned, it'll be really interesting. Different, diverse background, different bodies come together and having a chat. And again, you can reach out to us quite easily. My email is eomji@encode.club. So if you see this one, if you're interested in continue this discussion, please reach out to us. Otherwise, we will see in ETH London. in this weekend.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Eomji. That was a really great chat, and I look forward to see you on Friday.
Thank you, Steph, so much.
you.
Look forward to meeting you.